listening to Preston and Steve.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR. MMR rocks now.
Past week or so, we've been singing this song.
Send your pictures to dear old Captain Noah. Send today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Captain.
Right away.
And Mrs. Noah.
You know what the crew used to sing, send your sisters to dear old Captain. Or send your money to dear old guy. And it was, you were telling about people going to shows paying $350.
Yeah.
We did a show at the Tower Theater, and we got a buck a ticket.
A buck a head?
$1 a
people
ticket.
to come out? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, how times have changed. I'm sure maybe we could jack that up a few bucks for you now if you came back.
Get it up to $350.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Captain and Mrs. Noah, welcome to our studio this morning.
Thank you. It's good
We're
to be
really
here.
pleased to be here.
Well, when exactly, what was the run of your show? When did it begin, and when did you guys wrap it up?
67 to 95.
67 to 95.
Long run.
Wow, that is an incredible run. Was it all in the same studio?
Yeah, we right over at Channel 6.
Okay.
They were very supportive of children's shows, always were. They had more shows on, Chief Halftown, Sally Starr, the whole...
I've been reading about those. Yeah, not from this area, but we've been talking about it, and it seems that Philadelphia yielded an incredible amount of children's programming early on. So I mean, but you
local children's
programming. So I mean, and you think of the amount of years you had on, who these days ends up on TV that long? It just doesn't happen.
Well, plus the fact we weren't fired.
That
we were
helped.
allowed to go when we wanted to go, and we went so we could hold our heads high, so we still can walk in the station and know everybody. It's a real pleasure to be told that you'll never be fired, nobody can sink the Ark, and it didn't sink.
It was always Captain Noah's Magical Ark. It always went under that name, correct?
Yeah.
From
Correct.
day one.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was it then your choice to when it was time to end the show?
I felt it was time to go. I felt our show wasn't keeping up with what was going on today. I felt that we didn't reflect it. The puppets, we had cripple puppets. We had all kinds of puppets to try and fill in with the needs of kids. But I felt that we should be doing more things reaching young people.
And
the time had come. The simple fact is the time had come.
Right.
It's a wise captain that knows when to dock his ship.
I thought you were going to say
with it.
sink the ship.
Well, you were talking about your puppets. I understand you brought some of your...
Please don't call them puppets.
No. I was going to say cast members.
I don't know
Cast
where I
members.
put 'em.
I think they're right to the side.
Mrs. Noah brought them. Get them out, Mrs. Noah.
right.
And
we think of them as... We like to think
I
of them
wonder
as
if anybody
people.
knows the names.
And we have the webcam up if you want to take a look. Bud Light webcam. We'll have the...
Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to ask. Where are the cameras?
This right here is a
there.
camera.
That's what we call a camera now.
That little thing.
Oh, wow. And this studio, a lot of people don't appreciate radio. This studio must be as big as a barn. And the orchestra over in the corner, 14-piece orchestra.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, it puts television to shame.
Not for the claustrophobic, this is.
Well, this is really exciting for us to be here. And I had kidded with Casey about us having a Mormon Tabernacle Choir. It isn't. I was putting you on.
Oh, you were?
Well,
yeah, but we have Albert Brewers, who has the old guardhouse in our little village called Gladwin. His half-brother, Hans Brewers, is a member for a quartet of glockenspielers, and they live on our third floor. It wasn't the Mormon Tabernacle.
You know what?
Okay.
We have to get their contact info.
Glockenspiel Quartet.
Okay.
Great fun.
Oh, here are our friends, not puppets.
Friends, sorry.
Jackass.
I have to give him a little body here.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Do you want Wally first?
I don't care.
Yeah.
Who knows?
This is Wally the Walrus.
man.
Yeah. Hey, you're on the radio now. Yeah. Can I sing? Yes. Red and yellow and pink and green.
There it is.
Purple and orange and blue. What do you sing? I can sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow too. Ha ha.
There's people in their cars all around the area who just became 9 again. You know.
In fact,
Now wait a minute.
Yes.
Just a diggity darn minute.
Who's this?
This is
You
Maurice the
don't know?
Mouse.
You don't know?
I've been researching. I know.
I didn't grow up here, so I've been
There's
recently.
always trouble, and I gotta
that's
tell
a
you,
pity.
Yeah, I know.
even though they live and are eventually going to live at the News Please Touch Museum and Memorial Hall, we're the only
Did you know that?
children's show set extant in the world, and the Please Touch Museum has archived the whole set, and the puppets are eventually going to live there for the rest of their life.
Or you mean cast members? Are these the original cast members?
These are
Okay.
the originals.
Yes.
A girl follows us around by the name of Leslie. In case we get killed or something, she's going to grab the puppets.
Leslie is my next door neighbor, and she's the one who got us the contact information.
She's there to grab the puppets in case they die.
You're not going to die.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. All right, so you have. I assume this is Maurice.
Of course, that's Maurice, and I call him Maurice the Mouse because people might think he was a person, a real person.
I guess so.
He really is.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's really something since Mrs. Noah
She's
was the
kissing him.
puppets to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and have Maurice the Mouse talking to her.
I wake him up. I wake him up.
Do we want to hear this? I mean, that's whatever goes on is okay.
Let me go to some phone calls here. I have some people that want to make some comments. I have Barbara on the line. Hey, Barbara, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Barbara?
Good morning, Captain and Mrs. Noah.
Good morning.
Morning.
I miss you so much. I
Oh,
was raised with you. I raised my children with you, and I cried my heart out the day you left.
Aw.
I sang my children the Rainbow Song every night before they went to sleep. Never suffered a nightmare, and I feel sorry for the children today that they don't have you.
God love you. Thank you.
Did you guys write that? Where did you get the Rainbow Song?
It's from the movie Pete Kelly's Blues. Peggy Lee sang it a cappella.
Right.
She was in a rocking chair holding a doll in an institution, rocking back and forth, and sang this song. And we,
like it.
she was in town and caught our show and came in and sang it with us one morning.
What celebrities did you have appear on the show? Did you at any point? I mean, I know you had a lot of a lot of the local people that we are now familiar with have gone on to do a lot of news and stuff like that. Were associated with you, but anybody else?
On our show?
Yeah.
Well, let me see. The Philly Fanatic
Okay.
made his first public appearance on our show on April the 23rd, 1978.
God.
That
Wow.
was before he even appeared at a Phillies game.
Wow.
So he was really born on the Captain Noah show.
That's cool.
Dorothy Hamill was in before she won her gold medal, and we gave her what we gave everybody then, a giant Tootsie Roll.
Everybody got one.
So when she came back to town, the Daily News did a piece about the last time she came, she just got a Tootsie Roll, and now she's back with a gold medal. So I called the Tootsie Roll people, and they had a diamond Tootsie Roll pin made up for Dorothy Hamill.
No kidding.
To wear. We had regulars on our show like Tim McCarver. Charles Barkley was always a wonderful guest. He was terrific. The most pictures we ever got sent in were pictures of Charles Barkley and the Philly Fanatic.
Wow.
Great. Yeah.
Oh, he was. Charles Barkley was, and I got a lot of criticism about having Charles Barkley on, but
He was a good guy. Good guy to you.
I wanted somebody to talk to children that had fallen down and learned to get up.
Right.
So that was number one. And as I told everybody who criticized me, I tried to get Jesus of Nazareth, but he wasn't available. So I got Charles Barkley.
Okay. I wanted to ask you about sending the pictures in. I found out yesterday that my wife sent in pictures, and she and her sister sat and watched, and lo and behold, they made it onto air. But it was one of those things where you waited until the end of the show, and then they kind of scrolled by pretty quickly. It was, if you sent them in, it was a little anticlimactic.
It was before TiVo.
Yeah, right. You couldn't exactly rewind
Don't blink.
and go back. Right. Yeah, exactly. Don't blink. But do you have any catalog as to how many pictures you received, or any idea as to how many people sent in?
We would try and show 100 pictures a day. So if you hiccuped or bent over to tie your shoe, you probably missed your picture. But the interesting thing about the pictures is how deep they went into society. There was a little boy by the name of Malcolm Burns. None of you would remember it, but Malcolm Burns was famous for about 3 days in the Philadelphia newspapers. He went down in the subway at Columbia Station on Broad Street, and a group of his fellow students were hassling a little girl, and he intervened, and they shot and killed him for doing that. And his father sent in the picture to us that his son had drawn with a note that said he watched our show every day and sent in his pictures, and if he knew he ever saw his son again, it would be when he came downstairs and would see him watching Captain Noah. So when you talk about the pictures, there was a depth to them that was, I'll tell you this, we had a connection with children that I don't think anybody has ever enjoyed before or since. And as a reward for that, we had a 57 share in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
Dynamite, right?
Yeah.
57 share. Well, we're pretty much doing the same.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know why not. You were as good as we were.
That's amazing. But you bring up something just quickly. Is that the days of hosts like of kid shows such as yours, you just don't see it anymore.
They're done.
You're done.
We're
That's
done.
too
It's
bad,
a new
isn't it?
era.
It's too bad.
It is.
And
It really
there's
is.
no reason for it, because television makes enough money to be able to put on children's shows.
By the way, Captain Noah, I understand, is your show is still available every Saturday on digital cable. Were you aware of that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that can...
8:30 in the morning, I think.
Okay. Let me go to...
We're making piles of money from that. I'm going to buy myself a new... Going to get a new Jaguar.
Let me go to Diana. Hey, Diana, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
What's up,
Hi,
Diana?
Captain Noah and Mrs. Noah.
Good morning.
I loved your show so much. I loved you guys better than my own parents.
You love them more.
The best description I ever got of myself that complimented me the most was a mother that said, "You're the grandfather my children never had."
Oh, it's the truth.
Isn't that sweet?
That's
Yeah.
incredibly
Very
sweet. So, Diana, go ahead.
Sorry, when it rained, I used to look for your ark outside. And it was great.
Oh, get a life.
Oh, that was nasty. Harvey, that was nasty.
Captain Noah!
That is
Can you come in every week? Hang on, let me go to Nicole. Hey, Nicole.
He's saying the ark never existed.
Good morning, Nicole. Hey, Nicole, you're on.
Hello, good morning.
Hey,
Good morning.
What's up, Nicole?
Good morning, Captain Noah.
Good morning.
Oh, my gosh, I'm so excited right now.
Well, so am I.
This is the best morning ever. I am so excited, and I am so glad to hear your voice. And I really, honestly didn't know that you were still around. I'm sorry to say. And I'm
He
so
sure
excited.
is.
I'm really stuffed that they wheeled me.
Are you surprised at finding out people who were fans of? I know it was Jon Stewart. I think Leslie had sent me something. Yeah. Was Jon Stewart a fan, or had appeared on the show, or?
Jon Stewart made his first public appearance on our show.
Okay,
it's in his biography. He didn't describe me too flatteringly in his book, but anyhow, he was 9 years old, and he played the trumpet. And I don't know how they got on our show. They were he was from around East Orange in a little jazz band, and I remember him because every once in a while a kid would come on and be really street smart. Now he wasn't smart. He was just a nice kid that was curious, is what it was. And he fascinated me, and so he stayed with me the whole show. And that's what I remember about John. I don't take any credit for his political views today, however.
Well, how did he describe? You said that he didn't describe you very nicely.
Well, he said I came down the sliding board, which was a true. I got contact arthritis from hitting that floor. It was built for a swimming pool, and I hit the floor, and I come down, and in those days, I smoked pretty heavily, and he said I came down that sliding board, lit a cigarette, and from there on in, you didn't do anything funny.
That's very nice.
That is not
that's
right.
True. That is right, because I took our show very seriously, and once we were on the air, as the crew said, you're a nice guy except when you're on the air, because everything's got to roll right. And I'm sure Preston is aware of that, and you guys are all when
You want to put on
air,
the best. You want to put on the best product.
absolutely. And if somebody doesn't do their job, I would hit the roof.
Got to crack the whip a little bit.
I have to be very careful.
I'm sure you were impervious to it, right?
But we had Ed Lindemann, who was
nice guy,
a wonderful guy who ran the flower show. He's retired now. A new guy's been in from Disney the last couple of years. But we bought a motorbike for the Horticultural Society and to give away at the show, and Ed Lindemann was to ride it in. Well, he didn't know how to ride one of those bikes, and he careened across the studio, slammed into the arc, fell over on his butt, was writhing in pain, and one of the cameramen, I looked over, was helping him up. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm helping the injured man." I said, "You're a cameraman. Get it on his body.
Get him on camera."
Get him on camera, because you take the day where they're doing bloopers.
Yeah,
that
right.
would have been a great piece for bloopers. We had a lot of stuff for bloopers.
What are some of those that come to mind? Some of those moments that just didn't go quite right.
Well, the one that we had an ostrich, was it, huh? That committed suicide on the air. We had a thing we used to call the...
well, how did the ostrich commit suicide?
Well, we had a thing called a microphone farm, where all the stands were for the mics in the corner of the studio, and the poor thing got loose. It was from a petting zoo, and just ran round and round the studio, which is a big studio once, where the news set is now, and slammed in to this farm.
Jeez.
Every time it went around, and then started to bleed. And bled to death.
My God.
The ostrich bled to death on the set of Captain No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Made up for by
Don't tell anybody.
no, we went on the air. You go on the air, 6 o'clock, isn't it?
Yeah.
6
Well, we
a.m.
used to go on the air. We didn't go on the air till 7. So we had a guy came up from Florida with a 650-pound Bengal tiger.
Wow.
And I didn't realize until this thing happened out in Las Vegas how dangerous it was. And I said to the guy, do you have a leash or something? He said, "We don't need a leash." He said, "It's a trained tiger." But he said, the only thing is, when the tiger goes in, the tiger has to be behind somebody. And I looked around, everybody had disappeared but me. So we went through the back of the studio where all the sets were. There was Chief Halftown's set and all the sets back there. It was very picturesque, almost macabre in the shadows. And I'm walking back in my red uniform with a 650-pound tiger behind. Let me tell you, I don't know about you waking up to do this show in the morning, but if you're ever cold-nosed by a 650-pound tiger, you are awake.
That is beautiful. I've got a number of callers that want to speak to Captain Noah. Let me go to him real quick. I have John on the phone. Hey, John, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Captain, Mr. Noah.
Good morning, John.
I have a question for you. My memory's not as good as it used to be. On your show, you used to have a big table in the middle of the set, and you would do an arts and crafts project.
Yeah.
And then someone would come up through the table to eat your scraps. What was his name?
What was that?
Was it
I
Mumwa?
think it was Mum Up the Monster.
Yeah,
That monster that ate the scraps off the table.
Yeah,
Your
no.
I
project?
didn't bring him today.
Well, no, but Mrs. Noah, now let me tell you something. John, Mrs. Noah, Nat Elcott's one of the greatest set builders in the world, made this thing for us with a little trapdoor because we wanted to show the kids that Mum Whoop would eat trash. So you were doing how to make a project, you cleaned up afterwards. So Mrs. Noah would have to sit down underneath that table and
Wait for the trash.
wait for the trash. And she'd be down there while I'm making flowers or a tree or something like that with nothing to do. The only thing down there to entertain her was my 2 legs.
Oh, no. Captain Noah.
And I'll tell you, some of those flowers I made with crepe paper were a testimony to the ability of concentration and the great stress.
That story right there is why you guys are the best.
Thank you, John.
Oh my God! This might be the greatest interview we've ever done.
I have an instant message that says it all. It says we now have to have a new segment called Give It To Me Straight with Captain Noah on the show every week. Oh, my goodness.
That casts a whole different light on that.
Oh, my
Mrs.
goodness.
What do you do? Do you ever tell him to keep his mouth shut, Mrs. Noah?
No, not in so many words.
How long have you guys been together? How many years?
50. Our daughter, we're celebrating her 59th birthday, so almost 60 years.
Wow, that is unbelievable. That's incredible.
Do you just have one daughter?
Yep.
Yes.
Was she ever on the show?
Yes, she was on, but she was a grown lady when we went.
Yeah.
She's going on 60 years old. We have all of our family. She married an Englishman, so we have 2 granddaughters and 4 great-grandchildren in England.
Is she Elaine? Is that who you're referring to?
Yeah.
No, Elaine Godshall was a really
Wonderful.
a lucky break. Everything I've done in my life, I fell into. Everything that's ever good that has come to me is when I was doing something that I didn't expect to make any money.
Yeah.
And it just
Something you
opened
just
up.
enjoyed doing.
It just came around, and we had a guy who used to be at Channel 6. Some of your interns are going to have him for a professor by the name of Lou Klein, who helped in the birthing of Captain Noah and was director of just about everything at Channel 6. And we got Elaine Godshall on our staff because he released her to us.
Mm-hmm.
She came on as Miss Elaine.
Okay.
Wonderful young lady.
she's
Of course, I have to
great
mention
help.
Larry Ferrari, who played the organ background for our show for almost 30 years.
Was he singing? Would he sing along with you as well?
If we brought a snake in, he was frightened of snakes. Terrified of snakes. But
what did he do?
Well, he played the organ, and one time we wheeled the organ in, and we did 10 little, 9 little, 8 little Indians. I don't know if that's old time.
I remember that song.
yeah.
Yeah.
Of course,
That's
yeah.
an old song. And we had made as our How to Make It project with Mrs. Noah down underneath tickling my ankles. So we pushed it. We
He's
made.
my husband. I can do what I want.
Thank the good Lord for that. And so we made Indian feathers, and we pushed Larry's organ over.
So sweet.
And then we put a we put a headband on him, and one of these, and the Indian Council from the Delaware Valley called to inform us. Number 1, Indians don't go woo woo woo. And number 2, Larry Ferrari did not deserve a Braves feather, even if it was cut out of paper. Poor Larry.
Did you ever meet your? Mr. Rogers and your contemporaries?
Well, we had a convention in Washington D.C. Many years ago, in the early 70s, and we had 650 children's show hosts there.
Wow.
With panels. Bob Keeshan.
Captain Kangaroo.
Captain Kangaroo. He was there. And the last time we had a meeting, there were 3 of us.
Down from that number, from 650 down to 3.
Yeah.
My goodness.
People still write to me and say, I want to do a children's show. Well, good luck.
Yeah. Not like that.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
It was a wonderful era, and we're very grateful for the opportunity because we took our job very, very seriously. And we did try to put on a good show in spite of Mrs. Noah and the handicraft bench.
The handicraft. Well, I tell you what, the response we received from just talking about this over the past week or so has been amazing. So you guys did an incredible job, and you affected a lot of lives in a wonderfully positive way.
Thank you.
Captain and Mrs. Noah, we have to take a break because we have another interview that is coming up. But on our way out, could you sing a little bit of the Send Your Pictures as
we all have the lyrics.
Before we go,
yes.
What are we down to? 60 seconds.
About that.
Well, I wanted to present you with your official Captain Noah pen. Whenever I'm near, it goes blue.
It turns blue. Outstanding.
Tiffany made these to look like cheap plastic. And as you can plainly see, Preston, they succeeded.
They did. We have to have you guys back sometime.
Absolutely,
if you could.
Red and yellow and pink and green, purple and orange and blue. I can sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow. Sing a rainbow too.
Yes.
Listen with your eyes, listen with your eyes, and sing everything you see. You can sing a rainbow, sing along with me. Red and yellow and pink and green, purple and orange and blue. Now we can sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow too.
Yeah! Captain and Mrs. Noah, ladies and gentlemen, we love you guys. Thank you very much.